The girl accidentally photographed the scene of the murder, but she was brave and didn't rush to run away. While the killer was disposing of the body, she quietly photographed the killer's facial features. Then she quickly ran to the road with her camera, intending to call her uncle to go to the police station. However, when she ran to the car, she found that her uncle was nowhere to be seen inside the car. This made her instantly realize that something was wrong and had no choice but to turn back. But as soon as she returned, she saw her uncle chatting with the killer.
Yeah, I'm looking for a little girl in a red dress.
Oh, there's the little angel right now.
Terrified, and shouted at her uncle to run. But before her uncle could react, the killer raised his gun and shot her uncle. Just as the killer was about to kill Anne as well, he suddenly noticed the camera in her hand. Taking advantage of the killer's momentary distraction, Annie immediately began to flee. She didn't know how long she had been running, but Annie finally reached a nearby house. Seeing how panicked Annie was, the homeowner immediately asked her what had happened. However, before Annie could speak, a bullet suddenly flew toward them. It was only then that Jack realized what was happening and was being hunted down. Seeing the killer charging toward them, Jack quickly hid in the house and quickly loaded the shotgun with bullets. The killer had intended to charge in for a double kill, but the next second, he was attacked by Jack. After witnessing the power of the shotgun, the killer dared not advance recklessly. Due to Jack's injured foot, he could only hide in the corner of the second floor. To save time, the assassin said, "And saw me kill someone with a gun. If you hand Anne over willingly, our grudge will be settled." However, Jack was fully aware that if he handed Anne over, she would certainly die. Seeing Anne's pitiful expression, and thinking of his son who had died unexpectedly, he immediately refused the assassin's demand. Seeing that no agreement could be reached, the killer had no choice but to temporarily treat his wound. Since Jack had to stay at the staircase entrance, he asked Anne to fetch some anti-inflammatory medication to temporarily alleviate the pain. He then asked Anne to bring a towel and a light bulb. Before Anne could react, Jack picked up the light bulb and crushed it, scattering the sharp glass all over the stairs. As long as the killer climbed the stairs, they would be able to detect him immediately. Seeing that Jack didn't seem like a bad person, Annie told him about the photos she had taken earlier. She then removed the film from the camera and handed it to Jack for safekeeping. However, Jack wasn't confident he could defeat the killer, so he asked Annie to seal the film and put it in the toilet tank in the bathroom. At that moment, the killer suddenly noticed a confession letter from Jack lying on the ground. It turned out that Jack also had a happy family because he had placed barbed wire near the farm. His child accidentally tripped and lost his life. His wife left him because she was heartbroken, and Jack stayed at home all day because of his guilt. He heard the killer mocking Jack, saying he deserved it, and stepped forward to comfort him, saying, as long as Jack didn't reject her, she would recognize him as her father. Hearing this, Jack was instantly moved to tears. Just then, Jack suddenly noticed the light bulb on the ceiling flickering on and off. This made him realize instantly that the generator fuel tank in the basement was about to run out. If things continued at this rate, they would be plunged into complete darkness after dark. To prevent a tragedy, he told Anne to escape through the second floor window. Perhaps this was her only chance to survive. However, just as Anne was about to leave, a police car arrived at the farm at the worst possible moment.